I have a question for you. What do you think has more vitamin A? 3 ounces of beef liver or 40 pounds of raw carrots? Now, it is true that raw carrots have a lot of pre-vitamin A, okay, called beta carotene, but the active form of vitamin A is retinol. And unfortunately, they don't differentiate between the pre-vitamin A and the active form of vitamin A, which is retinol. If you look up the databases on this in all these different studies, they kind of mix up the different foods. They'll have like beef liver, and then it might have carrots or potatoes. And so it's really hard to understand this. What you have to realize is that beta carotene has to convert into retinol. And the percentage of conversion is not very high, like 3%. In fact, I just recently learned that my conversion is like even 48% less than 3%. So I'm getting like 1.5% conversion. Carotene sources are going to be plant-based, and this is going to be animal-based. The best source of retinol would be beef liver, cod liver oil, egg yolk, butter. And there's nothing wrong with beta carotene. It's a great nutrient, but if you're trying to get your vitamin A from beta carotene, good luck. Now, since we're on the topic of carrots, I think we should talk about, are carrots okay to consume if you're doing the ketogenic diet? All right, we're going to compare carrots to carrot juice right here. Now, both have roughly the same amount of carbohydrate, okay? But the hormonal effect is very, very different. When you eat carrots, you're not going to stimulate insulin too much, okay? You're not going to have a huge blood sugar issue like you would with carrot juice. And why is that? Simply because of the net carbs over here. So carrots have 17.4 grams of carbs, but they have 10.2 grams of fiber. So what do we get to do? We get to deduct the fiber from the total carbohydrates, bringing this down to only 2 teaspoons of sugar. Now the question is, how much fiber does carrot juice have? Well, it only has 1 gram. So if we deduct the 17.4 grams of carbohydrates from the 1 gram, that leaves us with 16.4 grams, which is slightly more than 4 teaspoons of sugar, more than double the sugar. So even though carrots are high on the glycemic index, because of the massive amount of fiber, this sugar becomes much less of a problem. In fact, they call that the glycemic load. We're basically factoring in all this fiber, reducing the sugar effect. So carrots are definitely okay to eat on keto. Carrot juice is a big fat no. Now, another interesting thing about carrot juice, if you look on the label, it says 180% the daily value of vitamin A, okay? Well, what they don't tell you is that's not actually vitamin A. Yes, legally it is vitamin A, but in reality, it's just beta carotene. It has to convert to retinol, which is the active form of vitamin A. And because of the majority of population does not convert well, you would be lucky to convert even 3% of this to real vitamin A. So if you're trying to get your real vitamin A from carrots, don't hold your breath. Now, another interesting thing about this carrot juice, if you see, it says 13 servings of veggies in this whole bottle right here. So apparently in my plate, which is the USDA recommendations for veggies, you can actually drink your vegetables. So according to this, it says daily recommendations, 2.5 cups equals 5 servings of a variety of vegetables. So you can drink 2.5 of these to get your 5 servings of vegetables. But what they don't tell you is this sugar thing right here. There's a lot of sugar in juice, but there's a lot of fiber and less sugar in actual carrots.